Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode. Today we are doing the 1-3-4, but also the 3-1-4. These are basically the same, but there's a few things that are switched around. So let's first go with the quote, and then we will move on to some more detail. So those on the 3-1-4 or the 1-3-4 path are here to work through issues of stability, creativity, and emotional expression, learning to channel their energy in constructive ways and to master a step-by-step process to their goals. Since the life purpose doesn't come easily, 3-1-4s have to overcome self-doubt and insecurity to develop the confidence necessary to follow a long, sometimes arduous process to reach their goals. Until then, they operate on hopes, wishes, or enthusiastic illusions. All right. That's a nice way to kick this off. So we have the 3, the 1, and the 4 in this chart, which means that the 4 is stability and process, the 3 is expression and stability, and the 1 is creativity and confidence. So it kind of depends on how it's structured, but if you are a 3-1-4, your 4 is obviously the strongest because you are a life path 4, but after that the 1 is the strongest, which is creativity and confidence, which means that you have those benefits of that number, but you also have the disadvantages of that. And the 3, the expression and sensitivity, those are part of you as well, but a little bit less prominent than the 1, and way less than the 4. And for the 1-3, it's exactly the other way around. So that one is the expression and sensitivity is a bit stronger, and the creativity and confidence is a little bit weaker. Okay. So what does this all mean? So what's positive about you? Let's get with some positive traits. So there are a couple of things you need to know, because you can either work this number in the positive or in the light side, or you can work it in the negative or the dark side, so the shadow side. These things, the positives, are best when you work in your light side, your positive side. So, you are very successful at building a stable and secure foundation. If you are in your strength, if you really are working your numbers correctly and the way that you operate, if you're really using it, then you will it will be pretty easy for you to gain a financial base. How this works for you is you like, for example, you like stable jobs. You're a little bit different than the other 4s because you have some creativity here as well. And that one is a little bit more, let's say, a free spirit, but it's your secondary or tertiary number in this case. So you are still thriving best in a stable environment, and you are capable of creating this stable environment yourself. And if you are working a 9-to-5 job, what a lot of 4s really love, then this is actually pretty easy because you will For example, you will have your apartment, you will have some monthly costs of living, for whatever, for food, for all kinds of stuff, and you will make sure that you have enough income so that you can be at ease, like mentally, and if you're mentally at ease, you're physically more at ease as well. Yeah, and you can just easily and steadily, gradually go towards a secure financial foundation. And this goes for every aspect of your life that you are yearning, but also thriving in stability. So for your relationships as well, you've cultivated strong personal support systems like family, friends, and associates. You are a really nice person to have in somebody's company because you like to create that stability within the company. That's one of your strong suits, and something that you should lean into as well, because other people might find things you do a little bit weird because you have all your routines. You are more of a routine person than others, and this comes pretty natural to you. If you're working in a negative, you have some issues with it, but once you are really embracing who you are really good at this. You do have that creative sparkle, so you are way more creative and you are better at expressing yourself than the other fours, and the other fours are the 404 and the 22-4, which is actually a master number, so that has that one is a bit different than all the other fours. Yeah, but you have creativity as well. This is something that might sometimes also bring you a little bit of trouble because creativity and stability, they don't always go hand in hand. If you are really going for the artist lifestyle, that doesn't really mean stability, because your income is not as stable as it can be. So that's something that might not be as good for you, but it is still good for you. You should still embrace it, but the important thing is that you live according to the highest number, not the highest number, I mean more like the order that they're being placed. So that number, so in this case the 4, and then either the 1 or the 3, it depends on how they are there. So live according to that. You are very dependable, and you are here on this planet to make sure that you can give that stability to people that cannot do that. For example, I'm an 11. I am more, you could say that I'm more of an air type. So I go everywhere and I float around, and I need someone like you to pull me down and like, okay, David, everything, yeah, it's nice what you're doing and all, but we need you here back on Earth, and there's actually things happening here, and you're floating around there. So please come back to us, and that actually helps me because I need that Earth element and that grounding energy to really bring my best and my full potential out, because otherwise I can get stuck in meditating all day, and yeah, if I would be doing that, I would not be doing these videos. And why I'm actually doing this right now while nobody's actually telling me this, I have no clue, but it's working, and I love it. Yeah, but that's another matter. Either way, you are very needed here on planet Earth. You have a blend of strength and flexibility, and this is the cool part, because you have the flexibility of the one, and the strength of the four. So you have best of both worlds there. So you have the four is known to be pretty rigid, and it maybe even a little bit autistic in way they could be doing this. And I'm not saying you're not autistic. You can be very much autistic in yourself, and I think everyone has a little bit of autism in them. It's just that you have like this scale from 1 to 100, and then some people are just 3% and others are 100%. And I think everyone is on the spectrum somewhere. I've never met someone who's 100% not on the scale. Yeah, but you are a little bit more flexible, and you are better with people than just the four. So they obviously the other one has its own benefits as well, and if you're interested in that, you can also watch that video. But mostly you won't really watch this because it doesn't apply to you. But it's nice to watch if it applies to someone that you at least know. Yeah, you have a lot of sensitivity from the three. This is a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. So it's kind of like a blessing and a curse, because you can be very sensitive, so you can pick up things other people can't, on an emotional level in this case, because this is from the three, and the three is an emotionally driven type. You can pick up on things, but this can also work against you, because you also can feel when people are, for example, being dishonest to you, or when they're disambiguous with what they're saying and what you are feeling. So they're saying something, but you're really not feeling what they are saying. And this is actually, I think this is still a good thing. The bad thing is that you cannot stand critique as well, and I'm trying to put this really softly and gently. I'm trying to soften the blow here. Taking on the criticism can be hard for you, because you are so sensitive. So people around you, and I said this in the 3 video as well, if you watched it, or if you are gonna watch it, people around you should tiptoe a little bit around this issue, because it kind of depends on what phase you are in life and where you are with this sensitivity, because it's not entirely true, but the younger you are, the more sensitive you are. So at some point you will become less sensitive, because you're more accustomed to it and you know how to handle it, and so you can just handle it in a better way. All right, so what are some of your negative traits? Well, you can have, if you're working your number in the negative or the shadow side, you can lack stability, because you also lack patience. Because you lack patience, you lack follow through. You lack a bit of commitment, and this is all. If you have any of these things, and there's actually a couple more, but if you have these things, look at your life, and if you are living it according to your own chart, and if you're doing things the way that really work for you. And also, what I'm saying, don't take this as truth, take it as a truth, and question it and see if it lands for you, and if this is if it resonates, and if it does, if it feels good. And I don't mean if it doesn't feel good because you feel resistance, because I believe that where there's a lot of resistance, there is your biggest growth, and we're going to touch on what that is for you in a bit. You have a few really nice ones, and we actually share one, or no, we share two in common. Yeah, so for example, your impatience, like when you would be like building a house, you can skip steps, and that's something that a 4 can do. And it's important that you do all the steps, and you try to be as patient as you possibly can, and follow through on all the steps. That's a word of caution for you, because if you do not do this, you will have to do everything over again. At some point, this will just like blow up in your face because you skipped some steps and you have to start all over. So my advice to you is follow the steps on whatever process you're doing right now. And I don't think you're really doing this in the workplace, but I do think when it's you skip steps more easily when it's for yourself instead of if it's for for you. So what I'm not sure if I said it correctly. I was a little bit distracted, but for you it's more easily to skip steps. For somebody else, you will not skip steps as easily. Yeah. This is something that I also have. It's the insecurity, or the lack of confidence. You get that from the 1, and I'm an 11, so for me that's double the fun of insecurity. Yeah, this is something that the other 4s don't have, and that you do have, but you do get a lot of creativity back from this number. So it's it's not all bad. And on the other hand, from the 4, you are lacking process, and process is taking step by step approaches to any of your goals. And what's really nice about this, even though we're talking about the negative things now, if you are working this correctly, and this is your biggest challenge. Once you master how to use like the law of process, you can actually reach your full potential, because once you start doing things in a step-by-step manner, you can really reach your potential and also help others reach their potential. So you can also go into a teacher role. Once you have mastered it for one specific goal or one specific task, let's say goal, because then you have multiple tasks usually. If you have done that, you can actually replicate this and use this on your other goals as well. So that's the most important one for you. So there's 3 major things. So this one we just talked about, the process. The other one is insecurity, and this one is most important to you. The second most important if you're a 3-1-4. If you are a 1-3-4, sensitivity is the thing you can work on if you wish to improve it. A lot of 4s also have their normal persona. So that's actually not a persona, because that's actually you. So you're a normal person, and they have personas to the outside world. And this, for example, in school you're kind of like a different person. At work you are this person that has a lot of confidence. You don't really have that, because of the 3, you have self-doubt. and the insecurity of the one. So that's a nice package. But you also have the way to express it, and you have the creativity. So that balances it out. But you can have like a very secure, confident persona, but you're not actually that, and this is actually not helping you. So this is, and if you're working through this, you will figure this out on your own, and also you can do this in your own way, in your own pace, and just tackle it one by one when things come up. So this is these are some things you can work on. All right. So what about your health? Your health is, and your body. I love how this works, because you are stability. Stability is your thing. So whenever you're kind of like energetically out of whack, or emotionally, your body will present symptoms on every aspect of your body that actually has to do with stability. So for example, that can be your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your lower back, everything that keeps you stable, everything that is all vulnerable if you are not working your chart the way you should work it. So that's something. If there's anything there, let's say you have there's something on your with your feet, whatever, or your lower back, or your hips. That's a sign that something is not working as it should work. Most of the fours have a strong physique, a solid athletic physique, but you also have the wide-bodied and bottom-heavy build. So there's actually these two. You have a lot of strength, because and then we have it's foundational strength. So let's say, I think you would be a really strong like wrestler, because you have a lot of stability, or a judo. Everything that has to do with stability and strength, that really suits you. So sometimes your energy will not be flowing, and it might show in your body. And things you can actually do is you can practice or do practices like meditation, yoga, and martial arts. Also, dancing is good for you. But since you are also a 3, social sports really work for you as well. So what the 4 is known to put on weight more easily than other types. So it's important that you have a low-fat diet, and that you have some kind of weight management. But I think if you eat healthy and you exercise enough, then that should cover it. I think I should also start like a diet system for all the separate life paths. That could actually be really nice. But always just what you want, and you know your body knows what is needed for your body. So that's also why some of the diets that you've tried in the past might not work for you as well. But just feel into it and follow your gut feeling in this, and you will figure it out. So let's move on to the next thing, and the next thing is relationships. So you are a really social person. A a lot of the opposite sex, I want to say, but also the same sex, if you're whatever way it works, they are attracted to you. So you are drawing in people pretty easily. Yeah, the confidence and insecurity, that's something that's also that can also be seen in your relationships. You love the emotional commitments, stability within your relationship. So you want to have safe relationships, and yeah, those that last for a long time. Like other types, they can be really almost like fluid or transient within their relationships. They go here 1 minute and they're there the other minute, and you don't see them for weeks, and then they show up again and you see them 3 weeks straight, and then 1 year you don't see them. That's not you. You are really the one that likes to keep things stable, and also it's the word that you want to know what's going to happen. So you like that. You don't like the people that go all over the place. I don't know. Yeah, you might have some insecurities and self-doubt in the bedroom, and this is something you may need to work through. And for some of you, past experience don't really help with that, but you are a 3 as well. Doesn't really matter what type you are in this case. You have the 3, so make sure to discuss this with your partner, all your insecurities and doubts. This will really help you. It will not help you get rid of it, but it will help like softening the blow in some sort of way. Since you are also really sensitive, let's say you're getting naked with your partner, and you're exposed and you're really vulnerable. Something they say can trigger something immediately, like I knew I was fat, or I knew, and there can be a lot of self-judgment on this as well. So if you discuss this with your partner, you can at least know that they won't. I think most people won't really comment on that, but if they do, they will not break you in half, or at least that's how it will feel for you if they did that. And talking about it will make it a little bit more accessible, and it will make it easier for you. That's it. And just remember that you are beautiful in your own way, and your partner will second me on this. All right, let's move on. Well, there's maybe a few things about the relationship. So you like the stable relationships, but when you are a little bit younger, you are not as good in this yet, when you're not as grounded as you should be. So you can move a lot from one partner to the other. But that's if that's still your current path, it's something that will change once you go into your own strength and fully go into that. Because what a lot of fours really like is the stability of having a family, and they thrive on this. They love this, and if this is also you, they can really live for this. Okay, so what types of what should we know about work and financial aspects? So you're creative, and you have a lot of analytical abilities. So just I'm curious to know what your current profession is, so I know what it is now and what it is after this video. Yeah, so creativity, analytical abilities. Uh, you are good at advising and counseling. So yeah, you have diverse career options. Yeah, and through time you will have the financial stability, and uh, you're the type of person that will gradually grow in the company. Maybe I think the just four will at some point strand and not be not go any further. But I think because you have the part of the creativity, but also the three, so the expressiveness. I think you can more easily go through the company and gradually grow over time and make process and go from the worker bee to the manager. And I think you're really good at that. And once again, about the finances, you really don't need to worry about that. Um, you do you, and even if you have a large college debt, it doesn't matter as much. It's obviously not a nice starting point, but that's kind of the world we live in right now. Um, so don't worry about that. You will gradually grow out of that as well. And this goes for anyone who is currently in that. All right, so what's next? We have a couple of things we can still look at, and then I'm gonna, we're gonna stop, and I'll leave you be because you had a lot of information in this video. Yeah, so it might actually. I just realized this, that these videos might be a little bit too much on the information side. Yeah, but you can also always rewatch episodes or re-listen to them, and you'll pick up different things from the video. So, if you're if you're working at 314 or 134, this section can help you manifest your life purpose by focusing your attention on core issues and by generating specific action to transform key areas of your life. So, here are a couple of things we can do. We, as in you, because I'm not a four. So remain humble and kind above all else. Yeah, what should we know about work and financial aspects? So you're creative, and you have a lot of analytical abilities. So just I'm curious to know what your current profession is, so I know what it is now and what it is after this video. Yeah, so creativity, analytical abilities. You are good at advising and counseling. So yeah, you have diverse career options. And through time you will have the financial stability. You're the type of person that will gradually grow in the company. Maybe I think the just four will at some point strand and not go any further. But I think because you have the part of the creativity, but also the three, so the expressiveness. I think you can more easily go through the company and gradually grow over time and make process and go from the worker bee to the manager. And I think you're really good at that. And once again, about the finances, you really don't need to worry about that. You do you, and even if you have a large college debt, it doesn't matter as much. It's obviously not a nice starting point, but that's kind of the world we live in right now. So don't worry about that. You will gradually grow out of that as well. And this goes for anyone who is currently in that. Yeah, if you're working at 314 or 134, this section can help you manifest your life purpose by focusing your attention on core issues and by generating specific action to transform key areas of your life. So, here are a couple of things we can do. We, as in you, because I'm not a 4. So remain humble and kind above all else. To develop your full creative abilities, first develop your skills step by step over time, and have patience with it. Exercise your body, your mind, and your emotions. Balance your analytical abilities with your creative intuition. So if one of these two is out of whack, try balancing that, because your strength lies in you utilizing both of these. So a couple of questions, you can write them down and pause them. I'm just gonna read 4 questions out loud. I'll read them all once, and you can answer them after this video. And anything that pops up from these questions, try to see if there's anything you can put into practice. All right. Do I let self-doubt or insecurity stop me? Do I follow a gradual, step-by-step process to reach my goals? Have I explored the full range of my creative capacities? Have I worked through early family issues? Okay, so you can work on that after the video, because we're almost done here. So if there was anything of value in this video, I would appreciate a like and a subscription. And for the next step, I have a couple of other videos you can watch, but not all of them are live yet. For you, a lot of them are. For example, you have the 3, the 1, and the 4. So those 3 videos you can already watch. This video is was a perfect starting point, and the others might go a little bit more into depth for those types. And besides that, by the way, everything will be in the show notes, so don't worry about it. You don't have to remember all this. In the show notes, you can also find which videos to watch. So the other videos are 5 different laws, and I'll mention them quickly here, and you can with the notifications you get once you are subscribed, you will see when I release these videos. So we have the law of process, which is the best way to reach any goal is one small sure step at a time. The law of patterns tend to reassert themselves unless we exert strong leverage to change them. The law of choices, we can choose to express our creative energy in positive or negative ways. The law of flexibility, staying flexible, we make the best use of difficulties and changing situations. And the law of cycles, life is a circle of repeating changes, rising and falling like seasons. So those will be different videos. I want to thank you for watching this video or listening to this audio. Thanks so much. Much love from me, and I'll hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.